Hello, welcome back to the Board Games 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings. We generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a tower defence game. We're going to be talking about Castle Panic, and in this game you will be attempting to defend your castle from a horde of vicious monsters by playing cards that will allow you to win the game. So in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like. Then we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Castle Panic is still worth playing 10 years after it was first released. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we will see you after this. Board Games 4K. So, Castle Panic. How'd you play this game? So, Castle Panic is a tower defence game for 1 to 6 players. You're going to put the board out in the centre of the table, and you're going to set up the tower standees in the castle area, and then you're going to surround the tower standees with wall standees. Each player is going to get a certain amount of cards based on the player count. So if you're playing with 3 players, you're going to get 5 cards each, and you're going to set aside 1 troll, 2 orcs and 3 goblins. Put the rest of the tiles back in the bag, and you'll randomly place the remaining tiles that you got in front of you in one of each of the 6 sectors on the game board. So this game is divided into a number of phases. The first thing that you're going to do on your turn is you're going to draw up to a full hand of 5 cards, right? So after you draw up to a full hand, then you will have the option of discarding 1 card from your hand and then drawing a card blind from the draw deck. So in the third phase, you will be able to trade cards with your fellow players. You'll be able to discuss what strategy you want to employ, whether or not you want to trade out some night cards and that sort of thing. So you'll be able to have a period of discussion on how best to formulate your strategy in dealing with the horde of nasty bastards. So next thing you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to play cards from your hand. You'll notice on the board that it's divided into 3 different colours. You've got blue, you've got green and you've got red. You'll also see that these sectors are again divided into rings that conform to what is on the card. So you'll have a ring with the swordsman, you'll have a ring with a knight, and you'll have a ring with an archer. And you also got the forest ring, which is where monsters will appear. So some of the cards that you might be able to play, you might be able to play a green archer. This hits 1 monster in the green archer ring. You might be able to pair up a brick card with a mortar card, which will allow you to repair one of the walls. You might be able to play the tar card, in which case you'll take the tar token and you'll place it on a monster, and that monster will not move this turn. There's also hero cards that count as a sort of a wild card, so they can be archers, knights or swordsmen. And there's various special cards like the scavenge card, which allows you to search the draw deck for any card of your choice and place it back into your hand. Or there's the missing card, which means that you just don't draw any monsters that turn. So once you're done playing cards, then it's time to move the monsters, and all monsters on the board will move 1 space forward towards a castle. Any monsters that are actually in the castle space will move clockwise and destroy any structures that are in their way. And then you'll draw 2 monsters from the draw bag or from the cup. You get a little draw bag with the Wizard's Tower expansion, right? So it's not just goblins, orcs and trolls that are in the bag. You've got some sort of special monsters. You might draw the Goblin King, which says you've got to roll the die and place a Goblin King in the forest of that sector, and then draw and resolve 3 more monster tokens. You might end up drawing the Troll Mage, and you'll roll the die and place a Troll Mage in the forest, and then all monsters on the board, including the Troll Mage, move 1 ring closer to the castle, or 1 space clockwise if they're in the castle ring. You might get a token that means you've got to draw 3 extra monsters or 4 extra monsters. You might get a play card, which means that all players must discard that category of card. So you keep doing this, you keep following through these phases until either all of the tower standees have been destroyed, in which case you'll lose the game, or you've burnt through all the tokens in the bag, in which case all the players will win the game of Castle Panic. So what do we like about Castle Panic? So the first thing that we really like about this game is that it is a really excellent primer for more complex games like maybe Carnival Zombie or Dawn of the Zeds. I know Dawn of the Zeds has got its own step-by-step system, but essentially what I'm trying to say is it's a bloody good gateway game for more complex tower defense games, right? So the second thing that we really like about Castle Panic is that the trading cards element, even though it's sort of understated or classed as optional in the rulebook, it's pretty much essential in being able to defeat this game, because if you weren't allowed to trade cards, you'd just be drawing cards into your hand and then you'd be stuck with what you got. So it does allow you a period of reflection, and it really does bring to life the cooperative nature of this game. Love it. So the final thing that we really like about Castle Panic is that there is a really good variety of not only cards that you can draw, but also tiles in the bag. Obviously the cards are going to help you, the tiles are going to hurt you, but there's always a chance that you're going to draw maybe like the barbarian that's going to be able to destroy a lot of monsters in one go. You might even have the boulder that you're going to draw out of the tile bag, which is going to sort of help you and hurt you at the same time. So there's always the chance of being surprised when you're playing this game. So what don't we like about Castle Panic? So the first thing that we don't like about Castle Panic is the 2D nature of the monster tiles. Stands in direct contrast to the 3D nature of the castle standees, right? It would have been a nice little touch if they'd added a few more standees so that you could maybe stick the monster tiles and make them a little bit more 3D, because it just seems a little bit flat. The monsters, where they're laying down, they don't seem to be particularly menacing, and it just detracts from the overall aesthetic of this game. So the second thing that we don't like about Castle Panic is the tile draw can be frustrating and devastating if you get a really bad draw. I mean, we've played this more times than I've had hot dinners, and there have been games where you are drawing the draw 3 monster tiles and then you're going to draw the 4 monster tiles when you've drawn one of the 3 monster tiles, right? So the fact that there's no real way to sort of manipulate what comes out of the bag means that some of these games you're just going to feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall. So the final thing that we don't like about Castle Panic is when this game goes wrong, it goes wrong really quickly. You're going to have games of this where you're going to be thinking we've got a real chance here, we're coasting along, we're doing really well, the bag's half empty, and then bang, you draw 3 troll tiles and then you draw something that means that all monsters move forward and you get swamped really, really quickly. Feels like you're drowning in a bath of baked beans. If you add to this the fact that the order of the cards has a massive direct influence on the outcome of the game, it could mean that even without firing a shot, you might have lost this game already, because there's not really any way to influence the order that the cards come out into your hand, right? So, to summarise, is Castle Panic worth your time and bother today and in the future? So we're going to say, yes, this is a very, very solid gateway game that I sort of tend to play mostly with my kids these days. It does suffer from just that little bit too much randomness with the chaos of the tile draw and also the predetermined nature of the card draw. But having said that, Castle Panic is the perfect introduction to more complex games like Carnival Zombie and Dawn of the Zeds and cooperative games in general. So there you go, that's Castle Panic. Remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel, leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you next Tuesday.